your source of sports. What's up, TJ?
What's up, man?
I got my boy TJ up in here with Texas Impact, the director, the man, TI413. How's it going, boy?
I'm good.
Good. TJ, man, I know for the ones who don't know you, I just say you're the director of Texas Impact. Obviously, just tell us how long Texas Impact been around.
So we've been doing teams since 2012, high school teams since 2016.
2016, okay. So we're in the year 2021.
Yep.
So you started in
grade class.
So you sixth grade was like 2012, right? So that's about 9 years, correct? Am I right? 9 years less. My math.
10 seasons,
10 seasons, right? And you're what? How old are you?
That's a great question. I'm 25.
25. So for everybody to know, Christian Dawkins, I always tell TJ, Christian Dawkins started AAU at the age of 17. So TJ was Christian Dawkins before Christian Dawkins, if that makes sense. Man. You know, he had it popping before, and it's crazy. 20, 25, right? You said 25?
Mm-hmm.
25, and already has a full-time Under Armour deal. I think that's history, don't you? Is that history? Like, come on, man, stop being humble for 1 minute, man, and just be cocky for 1 second, man. I think you're the youngest dude that in a full slot sponsor deal, man. How does that feel?
Probably the youngest current, but honestly, I think Christian Dawkins, didn't he get a deal with Josh Jackson and them?
Coach, I'm talking about Under Armour. I'm talking about shoe company. I'm talking about shoe company, you know, on the circuit. Let's talk about circuit. You was the first, I think you're the youngest one to get a circuit. If not, then you made history. So, anyways, talk about how does it feel though, man, to have that?
To be honest, stepping stone. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't know how else to put it. I think it's another chance for us to prove that we can continue to grow. I mean, if I'm just being honest, I mean, I don't look at it like it changes things. I think it's just another opportunity for us to continue to grow and improve.
That's what's up, man. So, Texas Impact, I noticed on your schedule, or at least on your team, I don't know if everybody, I think everybody does it. The 4-1-13, where did you come up with that and why?
Well, that's a great question. So, prior to summer 2016, we were supposed to do, I was thinking, we were talking, one of the dudes who helped me kind of get the program going, aside from my mom, was Ron Anderson. And we're going, and I'm like, hey man, we got to get God somewhere in the program, right? So I made a move later on. You remember I was living in Stillwater at the time.
I mean,
So I'm
right.
at Oklahoma State. And, you know, we're going through the deal, and everything's being done over the phone. And, you know, Stacy calls me, Stacy Houston. And he's like, hey man, we have this Adidas, you know, opportunity. It was the first year they did the silver. So, but you got to be DJH5. So I'm like, man, you know, I don't know, but forget it. We go and do it. And to be honest, I felt like God had already told me, like, I wanted you to use your platform to try to help, I guess, embrace my name. And we didn't do that. Like, I folded on it for an opportunity to coach on the circuit. And we did it, and it all blew up. Drama in my face, slapped me in the face. Team broke up after April when we got back from Atlanta. When we got back from Atlanta, I had like 7 kids who still wanted to play. We ended up adding Xavier Bryant, who ended up being like a staple kid in our program. And after that, I was like, man, we got to add the 413. And I mean, it's crazy because the minute we added it, it's when our program started to elevate. I mean, prior to that, we were honestly just mom and pop. But the minute we added the 413, God showed me if we listen and if you follow my direction, watch what I can do for you. So,
Man, that's deep, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
God, can I get a Bible verse, please? Because it's something I need to be doing, man. I need to add something, maybe 3:16? That's a little joke. Anyways, hey, man, so again, so you talk about that elevating, man. So how do you feel now that your program is not, quote-unquote, mom and pop? Do you feel like there's any pressure now, like you have to maintain at a certain level to keep the certain image?
Oh, man. So, another good question. I think it's times in the day where like you actually start to think about like, okay, what's expected of me, and I think that's when the pressure comes. But to be honest with you, like what I try to tell myself, man, and I hate to sound redundant, but grow, be better than you were yesterday, and just keep working at it. And what happens happens. I mean, control what you can control, you know. And honestly, that's just how I feel. Like, we keep grinding and we keep being the best we can be, then hey, what happens happens. I mean, you really got to sit back and just trust the process.
So you talking about Xavier Bryant? You said one of the first
I
kids
do.
that was, you know, in your milestone as far as being in Division One, and it seemed like ever since being year after year, it seemed like your not just your college list, but your Division One list just grows. This year, you had a whole, I think, believe your whole team, correct me if I'm wrong, your whole team from your summer 2020 summer roster. It seemed like everybody went Division One.
Close.
That was the class of 2020. That was 2021 class. You said close.
You're close. 6 or 7 in that class.
So this class went
6 or
D1,
7.
and that's where I want y'all to understand that's very rare for a team. It's hard. People don't understand, man. It's hard to get one kid
It is.
to get in
Extremely
D1.
hard.
People don't understand it's hard to get one, but for you to have 6 to 7, and these are 6 or 7 that are graduating this year in 2021.
Yep.
So for you to have 6 or 7, that just speaks volume of what kind of talent was on that team. Because most parents think that just because this kid went to go to SMU or UTA or Eastern this, Eastern that, they don't think that kid is not that good because everybody want to go to Kentucky, everybody want to go to Duke,
Right,
whatever the case may be. They don't understand how hard it is to get in Division One. So obviously, you talk to a lot of Division One coaches probably on a day in, night out basis. Can you explain to the parents? Like how hard it is to get your kid, or how hard it is to play at the next level?
Man. So it's hard to get a scholarship. Skip scholarship, even harder to keep one. That's what I tell my kids all the time. Like, cause when you get there, now everybody's like you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a numbers guy, so like the best way I explain it, Division One is 1.1% of high school basketball players. 1.1% get to play Division One basketball. So I think it's like 3 point something get to play after high school, but
Right.
1.1 get to play Division One basketball.
So it's a tough game to try to get in there.
Man, like I think we probably have thousands of hoopers in Texas every year, which you probably got 60 or 70 that get to go
It's
to
a lot.
Division One in a really good year,
It's a
60
lot.
or 70. So
It's a lot.
It's not a very easy thing to do.
No. Right.
So we were like extremely lucky, blessed, and fortunate because this is the first time in our program's history all 7 of our seniors signed early, and Zurich, Jalen, Sean, Tay, Redis, Ian. Who was my seventh senior?
Don't make him mad, Coach. Please speak of his name.
I do.
That's a good problem to have, man. When you have so many, where you lose count, that's a good problem to have.
Did I say emo?
That's emo. You didn't say emo.
Okay, well.
You didn't say emo.
Emo started for me for 2 years. None of those other kids started, but he started for me.
That's a
for 2
good
years.
problem to have, though,
So,
man.
all 7 of them kids, and this is what's beautiful, my favorite part about it, all 7 of them kids played in this program the year before. None of them were kids that like, hey, yo, that kid's good, let's go get him. All of those
Right.
kids played here. Like, they're program kids. And, like, all of those parents and families, like, the support they have for Texas Impact, I think is huge.
Man, that's
Especially
nice.
Emo's mom. That's what's crazy to say. His mom was probably the most supportive parent, like, of the 7. Like, she was mad supportive.
Man, me and you had conversations, man. I believe you always try to make you told me that was a good family.
Yeah,
You
man.
told me that was a real good family.
Very, very helpful.
I never got to meet that young fella in person. I never got to meet his family, but you spoke highly about that family, man.
Emo's probably the smartest kid I've coached. Not smart from like a classroom perspective. Although he is a smart kid.
Right.
I mean, as far as like wise beyond his years, like thinking like an adult.
Right.
It caused us to do this a lot.
Yeah.
But probably legitimately, like if you ain't know your P's and Q's, you can't coach Mo.
Man,
I will say that.
so let's keep it all the way authentic. I always like to ask other coaches this or whatever. Does it matter where you play, as far as on a grassroots level? And do you think every situation is different? Like, does shoe circuits help kids, or more so does independent, or are they about the same? Does it matter where you play?
Does it matter where you play? Yes. Like, I can't undersell that. Like, you gotta go somewhere where they're gonna push like your kid, and your kid's gonna play a role, right? I talk to parents all the time. Like, some parents are like, "Hey, we want to come play," or "We want to," especially now. be in a better situation, your kid will get recruited better. So
So what if you a kick out option on a shoe circuit team, but you're that one kid that gets the ball all the time in independent? What would be your advice to that family? Do you go play independent where you can get the ball a lot, or do you go play on a shoe circuit just because there's coaches all around or whatever the case may be?
my personal opinion, if you're going to be on a team that plays in front of coaches on a platform and the coach knows how to promote and push you, I would do that over being like a 9th or 10th man on a shoe circuit. I'm just being totally honest. I mean, it's coming from a guy who has a shoe circuit team. Like, if I'm just being
Well, I realize that because a lot of kids they chase the EYBL, the UA circuits and the Adidas circuit, and not knowing to be on that circuit like how we talk. Everybody's not Division One. You
Right,
know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And I have a coach who always say there's one way to skin a cat. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes families they get messed up where they think that you have to go play Under Armour or Adidas or Nike to get seen. But you know it helps because once upon a time, hey, those 7 kids that you had, y'all was kind of quote unquote independent. Even though y'all was on the UA ride circuit, we didn't even have a ride circuit last year because of COVID. But even the year before that, as independent, you still have done your thing. So just want to kind of talk about that. Let's talk about May 21st to the 23rd, man. I know
That's
you-
a big weekend.
I keep hearing, man, the bud keep telling me that's a big weekend. What's going down May 21st to the 23rd? Because I don't know. I'm out the loop.
Alright, so Rumble in the Plex is the first time that Texas Impact solely is hosting our own event. It's going to be hot. I mean, we have multiple UAA teams from across the country, not just Texas, not just this region. I mean, jumping on planes across the country that'll be here. We have, Trey Young, Southern Assault, so Adidas will represent. And like I said, it's going to be a pretty good event. We have all shoe platforms that will be there. Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, some of the best independent teams out there will be there. It's going to be a hot platform. It's going to be a hot weekend. Looking forward to it.
So it sounds like the source of sports need to be in the building then.
Source of sports need to be in the building.
Source of sports need to be in
Source
the
of sports need to be in the
building.
building.
That's what's up. That's in Duncanville, Texas. Am I correct?
Yeah, at the Duncanville Fieldhouse.
Duncanville Fieldhouse.
Yep.
Okay, cool, man. Well, hey, so for let's talk about your trials real quick, man.
Yep.
When everybody probably wants to know, how can I get my kid on this team? And then you having trials, what ages, boys and girls, whatever the case may be, and where it's gonna be held at.
Stay tuned. Twitter, Instagram, at Texas Impact 413. Follow us. Stay on it. Everything will be posted there.
Like that. Hey, TJ, appreciate you joining me, man. Source of Sports, we looking for you guys to do have a big summer as always.
Yep.
When the people say, got out the hard way or kind of got it out the mud or
Yep.
whatever the case may be, y'all definitely did it, man. And you're doing a real good job with your program, man. So
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you taking your time and talking to us, and we look forward to you guys following up this summer.
Thank you. Appreciate it.